Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Visor, the third episode of the series. And joining me this evening, he is a league racer. He can be controversial at times on social media, and he is a big Lewis Hamilton fan. His name is Jack, or he's otherwise known as CRL Hamilton. How are you doing this evening, pal?
I'm alright, mate. Good to be here and good to have a nice chat with you. So, yeah.
Good. Well, hopefully people will see a different side to you this evening. Something different. We all know you from your Twitter antics, and of course your league racing as well. We also know you that. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in once again. Hopefully you've watched the first episode with Danny and the second episode with King Kodak. If you haven't watched them yet, go down to the description, watch them there, and then come straight back to the third episode with CRL Hamilton. But we'll kick it off. Jack, you know, we all know you. Well, first of all, I personally know you as a league racer from my commentary duties. So how long have you actually been league racing? I've only commented over the last year or so with yourself, but how long have you? Well, when did you start actually?
I started at the very start of 2014. I was pretty much a noob back then
Hmm.
because I ran full assist, started in a league called STB, and then from there, just pretty much worked my way up to AOR. I mean, I turned full assist off in 2016, and then from then it's just been a grind and a pretty inconsistent one at that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's been fun.
Yeah, I mean we've had some highs and lows, of course. We've seen you. Yeah, you recently just got into the top tier once again on in the AOR leagues. Does it feel good to be back at the top again?
Obviously, but I mean, I don't mean to like share an ego here, but it was pretty much expected with the likes of Sally, Sonuch, and Matiz not racing anymore in the Xbox side of things anyway. So I was pretty much expecting to get the top tier. It's my sixth season now in the top tier, so I
Hmm.
feel like a little bit of a veteran now, although my stats really don't come across as that. So.
So you're saying that the lack of quality has dropped right down in the top tier of AOR now, then?
Uh, I want to like from what it used to be from like the season 12, which in my opinion was the most competitive season, to like what it is now. Like in my opinion, there has been a drop in quality, but that's like obviously not me hating on the drivers in the current tier. Obviously, they were very good drivers that got into the F1 tier, so they obviously deserve to be here, and it's going to be a good season, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It seems there's a lot of hype for the current AOR season. You're all the way in F1. I'm down in F7. But I'm not. I'm far more used to being in the commentary box rather than be behind the wheel of an F1 car. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite looking forward to the top tier. But I mean, we you mentioned on Twitter that you didn't really practice that much to get in the top tier. Is that because we mentioned the quality, or is it just because you're quite good on the F1 games?
Well, I'd like to say I'm quite good. My pretty much my specialty is like over one lap, so doing TTs.
Hmm.
It's not going to take me like the longest amount of time to get a really good time to secure a spot in the top tier. So, and plus around that time as well, the blackout beta for Call of Duty came out. So I was kind of interested in that as well. So I started playing that,
Hmm.
and I didn't really focus that much on TTs. But yeah, I just did enough to make sure I got top tier, and that was about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, from what it sounds like on Twitter, that it wasn't that hard for you. But I mean, that maybe you'll have a great season. You know, we'll have to wait and see. But we we see well, from what I see of yourself a lot on Twitter, and you do get a lot of hate for what you say on Twitter. I- Is it is it do you thrive off the negative comments that people reply to your tweets, or how in your mind, how does it sort of work?
Well, when it all started, like when like started to get a little bit hate, it did kind of affect me at first because I wasn't used to it. I've never like really gotten this much hate in my life, but
Yeah.
after time, I like now I just really couldn't care about it. I, f- I just feel like I'm a little troll on Twitter, just going around being a meme. But it doesn't really get to me. Obviously, people can have their opinions, and that's all right. I'm not really gonna
Hmm.
like hate anyone for doing so, but yeah, it doesn't really get to me. It's not gonna affect me in any way. I just live my life how I live my life, and if people don't like it, then it's up to them. So,
So your mentality is sort of I'll do what I want, and if you're bothered by it, then you're bothered. If not, you don't really care.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just gonna be me. People be them, and that's about it.
I mean that's it. I guess that is a sort of good way of looking at it. I mean, I think a lot of people these days care too much about what people think, and I think with
Hmm.
yourself, you speak up what you think, and sometimes it can be too far, and some people get offended by that. But then you're just speaking, I guess, from the heart and what you personally think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, the countless times I tweet out that Lewis is the goat. I
Mm.
mean, as much as I believe that, and I do believe it, obviously, I do kind of do it to get under people's skin, but that's just me trolling.
Hmm.
Obviously, people aren't gonna like that, so yeah, it's up to them.
Yeah, yeah. I think, like you said, it is up to them how they take what you say. I think a lot of people understand what you mean when you do tweet. I think a lot of people go, "Oh, take it with a pinch of salt." But then some people take it completely the wrong way, and then you just see the beefing on Twitter. But the earlier today, yourself and Surprise had a little spat um, about the pad situation on the CT, I think it was.
Yeah, I think me and Josh are good friends. Though I think like we're just having a little bit of a disagreement, but like me and Josh speak all the time on like Xbox and everything. Like we're all
Okay.
very good mates. So
Yeah, I think maybe if think because you're just behind. If you were to look in from an outside point of view, you go, oh, okay, they don't like each other. But then I'm sure um, you know each other far better on Xbox, and of course you've both league raced for a very, very long time together, sort of thing. Um, if we go back to sort of league racing, what would you say your sort of best and worst moments were on the F1 games, or any other league racing you do on different games as well?
uh, I want to say the championship I won in season 2 of CRL, but I mean that was kind of gifted to me because Sarah Rosberg had like all sorts of connection issues, so I was like,
Mm.
it didn't really feel like I deserved it. But uh, I mean, it's gonna be pretty bad. Me talking about a pole position as my best moment, and and you can probably see how bad my league racing career has been. But I want to say like my season 12 pole at Hungary in AOR
Hmm.
because I don't know, it was just unexpected and like I don't know, I just didn't expect it. And it was actually a decent lap actually. I didn't expect to do a 19-1. I expected like a 19.3.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just unexpected. And plus, like, I mean, I kind of like pride myself off doing like one lap, like hot laps and everything. Like that's what I like doing because I just find that the most entertaining thing to do. But
Hmm.
yeah, there's been other things like uh my Monaco podium that season as well. That
Yep.
was once again unexpected for a pad driver because like it's just a wheels OP and it that's gonna get a few people angry.
Yeah, yeah, it will be.
But yeah, and then I don't know the front row lockout with Martin USA. But other than that, I can't really think of anything else.
Hmm.
Uh, Worst moment?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of very bad moments.
Too many to count.
Probably too many to count, but if some have to stand out, then uh, there's this one time in AOR season 11 where I literally had the win in the bag, but I decided to come up with some antics. We'll not talk about them right here,
Right.
but yeah, you can kind of see where I was going with that one. Maybe like all the times of bold AOR podiums, like
Hmm. Yeah,
countless of
yeah.
times. But other than that, I can't really think of one standout worst moment.
Okay. Oh, I mean, there's a sort of a spectrum to where good and bad. And every league race has had good and bad moments, of course, throughout their careers. And you're on a pad, of course. Do you think how much do you think that limits you as a league racer? Of course, the emergence of esports now in Formula One and other games. How much? how much does it limit you massively? From you're a very good pad player, so looking at it from that angle, how does it feel?
Obviously with the esports growth and everything, with it getting bigger and bigger each year.
Hmm.
Obviously the wheel is going to be more favoured by CodeMasters. That's what they're going to be racing on. So they want to like put the best of the best into the esports. So
Hmm.
I mean, it is how it is. I'm the person like I've got a wheel obviously, but I just don't really want to use it. It's just annoying. Like I've I'm just too much of a ragey person to like
Right.
learn a wheel. So like I'm kind of a person who's like tries to maximize the pad, and I
Hmm.
pretty much I don't I don't think I've done that yet. But where we lose out is pretty much in the race over like tire wear and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
consistency, because obviously being more precise on a wheel, so you just lose out in them aspects. But yeah, I'm sticking to the pads. Some people will just badger on me saying use your wheel, but I want to race at the top at all times, and I don't want to like slow down. So
I mean, you could say that, but Martin got to the top, and now he's on a wheel, and he's also now very competitive on the wheel. Why can't you do what he does?
I think it's just down to like adapting and willingness to take a challenge. Like obviously Martin and Josh, they've took the challenge and they're doing very well. So obviously congrats to them. But I don't think I just don't have the patience to take that challenge and like become a very good wheel user. So I feel like sticking with the pad.
Hmm.
It's probably the best decision in terms of not throwing stuff at a wall.
Yeah, those wheels are very expensive, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I managed to break the chain in my one, but that was through bad driving rather than any rage moment. Um, Wanted to, you mentioned that you just want to go, you want to stay on the pad, um, but going back to the esports thing, you won't be able to get anywhere with that. Or do you not care about esports whatsoever? You want to do whatever you're doing in life now and just race in league racing and not bother trying to get any sort of competitiveness and any sort of money out of it.
Yeah, exactly that. Like, obviously, I tried to qualify for esports last year, but I
Hmm.
was kind of doing that on like the fling. Like, I didn't expect to like qualify for the pro dress. Obviously, I didn't end up going because
Of course.
there's this like age of 18 stuff. Like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Anyway, but yeah. Other than that, I'm pretty much happy doing league racing. Like, even though it's not for like a prize, but well, they are bringing prizes into it now with AOR. Like, they're getting like sim rigs and trophies and all that, which
Yeah.
is good to see because it's obviously going to grow the scene. But I pretty much just like the competitiveness of league racing. Like, it's all that interests me, and like I just want to do well at all times. So the
Mm.
money's good, like the attention you get, the teams, like meeting all these new people. That's going to be good for the esports guys. But I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's good that you're sort of happy with what you do. You're not really cared about what other people are doing. You're just doing what you do. And that's great. I think a lot of people care too much about what, like we said earlier, they care too much about what other people think. I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's a sort of a great point to sort of get over. And I wanted to talk about the sort of F1 community, which of course both of us are part of. What's your overall thought of it? I personally think it's very toxic, in general, and there are too many kids on there. They need more restrictions. But what's your opinion on
Exactly the same thing.
it?
Uh, like I don't want to name names, which I'm not going to, but there are some like kids on there that just post some weird stuff, like,
Hmm.
and just in general be toxic. I mean, some people could say I be toxic, but well, yeah, actually, I agree with them. Yeah, I am pretty toxic sometimes, but yeah, I think everyone in this community is like a little bit too serious at times. I don't think enough people can have banter, but
Hmm.
it depends what like kind of sense of humor you have. Like, some people have a different type to others. Some people find like humor out of other things. So it all
Mm.
comes down to what people are interested in and what people like, what makes people feel a certain way. So other than that, it is pretty toxic. Although I do have a good few friends here, like David,
Hmm.
Josh, Sally, Sonuch. They're all good friends. There are some people that I really don't like, and I really just hate. Well, not hate. I actually hate's a strong word.
Hmm.
Dislike them to a point, but I'm not gonna name names. It'll just be a little bit sad of me. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if people just sort of scroll through your timeline, I'm sure they can find
Yeah.
some people. Um, so what would you say that it would improve it then?
I mean, as you said, more restrictions on the children. Uh, I don't know. Just I don't know. I guess people just getting along better, and I
Mm,
mean, if we compare it to other communities, I think we're actually quite decent compared to others. Like
okay.
some communities are very, very toxic, especially like communities like Call of Duty. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just get like trash talked for no reason in Call of
Mm,
Duty. I mean, you could do it here, but sometimes it has to come with a justification. Otherwise, it just sounds really pointless. So
yeah. I mean, a lot of people get very sort of triggered, especially around race weekends. Um, with regards, I know you contribute to this as well, with
yeah.
your Hamilton statements. And you know there are people who do the exactly the same for Sebastian Vettel and Daniel
Hmm.
Ricciardo, Max Verstappen. Everyone's at it, and I think um, I think people need it, like I said earlier, they need to take things with a pinch of salt, and also they need to relax a bit more. I think people take things too seriously.
Yeah. I think, well, with my goat tweets, people
Mm.
say that very serious. Like, I think there was one tweet back in Singapore. I said like, I think Max went down to third off the start, and I said Max is useless because obviously,
Yeah, I
like, he
remember that
needed
tweet. Yeah.
second, needs to be second to out Lewis. I literally got like 27 replies saying "ow." Like, it was kind of funny. I just sat there laughing. Like, didn't really mind it, but yeah. I mean, it goes for every driver really. Like,
Mm.
everyone's gonna think their driver's better than anyone, but I mean, if they haven't got the stats to back it up, then you know that's where your opinion can't really be justified. So
Yeah. Do you really think Hamilton is the GOAT?
yes,
You do?
like
Okay.
100%.
100%.
I mean, some
Okay.
people are gonna say like, oh, Schumacher or Senna. No, I think Hamilton's a go. Obviously, gonna people are gonna probably like just call me an idiot, but that's what I think. But so.
Yeah, I mean, you have an opinion, and I think what I've seen, you do back up your point. From what I've seen when people do reply, going, "Oh, well, he did this and this and that," I don't think that's good. I don't think he is. I personally think Fangio is the GOAT, just because
Mhm.
the way he won 4 titles. I think it was 4 titles.
5.
5 titles. There we go. I don't even know his stats. And then the cars and the tracks he was driving around at the time in the 50s.
Yeah,
But that's my opinion, and you have your opinion. You can't change mine. I won't change yours. And yeah, I think like a lot, like you said, a lot of people have got their opinions, and people will always argue over different things.
I
It's just
think
that's the way it is.
I think like with every like top driver in their prime, it's very close. Like it's undoubtedly very close.
Hmm.
Like, but it's hard to judge because obviously the different eras. Like Fangio's 1950s, Hamilton's current present era, modern era.
Hmm.
Like you have like Schumacher's like 2000s, 90s, and then you have like Senna and Prost from like the 80s and 90s. So
Hmm.
it's hard to judge with like, all the different regulations and like the different tracks and everything. But yeah.
I mean, if you were to put them all in the same car, the same time, would you still think Hamilton will come out on top? I know it's
Yeah,
so difficult to judge. You would. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. See if people in the comment section agree. That'll be interesting to see. If, it would be so I don't know if I don't know, maybe they could suit some sort of virtual thing in the future where they could somehow simulate that. But
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be very good.
yeah. What else have we got on my list? I wanted to talk maybe something people don't know about you. I know I guess we don't know very much about you because you got we know you're from Birmingham. We know you're a league racer. We know you from Twitter. But what would be maybe something you don't mind talking about that we wouldn't know about you?
To be honest, I actually don't know. I mean, I'm not. I don't really have an interest in life. I think I just sit here playing video games, go to school.
Hmm.
Uh, Pretty much it. But like, I guess I could say like what I want to be in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
was
want to
gonna
be like a.
ask that. Yeah.
I want to be like a commentary type person. Obviously, like if I want to be a commentary type person, I may as well just go into league racing commentary or instead of league racing itself. But
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of want to like presenting or commentary. Like, I've always liked being in front of a camera and just
Okay.
like I'm very good at drama back in the day, like
Mm.
performing. So I'm
Okay.
pretty comfortable around people watching me.
So is your plan to do some sort of presenting on a small scale, maybe at university or college, and then sort of graduate into something on TV? Is that the ideal plan?
I currently do media at sixth form at the moment, so
Okay.
I mean I'm working to get my A level in that. But then after that, maybe going to like an apprenticeship with a media company or like someone that can help me like get
Hmm.
to the next level. And then obviously try and get into like I want to do like either sports or esports commentary because like I like both. So and
Hmm.
I'm interested. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to go with my life.
Okay, I mean, it's good that you've actually got a plan. I know that there are loads and loads of people who do their A levels, go to university, and they pick a random degree and they go, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have done this after 4 years of paying 9 grand a year." So it's good that
Yeah.
you actually got a plan, and a lot of people don't. So that's good to hear. I mean, and you have you done any actual commentary in the F1 community as of yet?
Believe it or not, I did on 2014.
Oh,
Did
way
like
back.
yeah, this was like STB season 5, like live streams, and I used to commentate over them. Obviously, the equipment was not the best, so my voice was never heard, but you could kind of make out what I'm saying. But yeah,
Hmm.
I had fun doing that. Like, it was actually good to commentate over a race instead of doing the actual racing. It's good to get a different perspective of races and actually know what's going on. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, you definitely get a completely different view from going from racing in the car to sitting there, well, I wouldn't say relaxing, just sort of shouting over the drivers as they go around the track. Of course, recently we've had the F1 2018 game come out. What's your opinion on Codemasters? Because I know a lot of people hate on them, and I don't know if you're part of the hate gang, the I'm trying to think of the right word, not the hate gang, the mob that chased Lee Mather around the place on social media. Do you feel you're part of that, or you took more of a seat back from that?
probably more of a seat back from that, but obviously the issues are there, and it's obviously gonna be frustrating every year. Obviously, like the desync that's this year, like that's just
Hmm.
not like out of order. But it seems to be like the same issues occurring every year, and I just don't know why they can't seem to iron them out the game. But
Mm.
I'm not gonna sit here and like shout and rant at them because at the end of the day, if we try making a game, we couldn't do it. So they're able to make a game. Sometimes it's not up to scratch, but it's more than what we'd do. 2016 is probably my favorite next gen game,
Hmm.
but overall 2012 is probably my favorite F1 game. And I feel like they made that perfectly. Like I had so much fun playing that game back in the day. But yeah, if we can just iron out a few issues with the game, I reckon it'll be very good. It's just I think they just focus on career mode too much and try and use that as a massive selling point. So
Do you think they're quite influenced? Can't even say the word. By the big F1 YouTubers, your Ben, your Arav. Do you think that's why they focus on career, or do you think they're literally just going for sales?
well, obviously the massive YouTubers get them exposure through videos, so I think that could be like a method they take when making the game. Like
Hmm.
use these big YouTubers as they do career mode to gain exposure and like if they put solely their effort into career mode, make it as good as they can, it's gonna come across well in the videos that Ben Arab, whoever makes them. So yeah, like online, it's probably online is the what makes the longevity of a game. Career mode
Mm.
gets stale after a few months. Like I've never done a season of career mode since 2015. It's just not interesting.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. I mean, I've done one race on this current game. I haven't touched it. I did one race for Red Bull around Australia, and then I haven't touched it since. I mean,
I've done a quali lap. That's about it.
wow. I'll see if, well, that's nothing. But thing is, they think they do appeal to the. There are people out there who will sit there and play season after season of career mode, and I don't think that's right. I mean, like you said, to keep a game going, you've got to keep on updating the online. You've got to be on it like other games do. And maybe because they've got a smaller team than the likes of Call of Duty, Battlefield, and the rest of them. But I just feel there were so many problems on the last game, and they could have easily done a beta, a longer beta, or no, sorry, an open beta. That's what I think
Yeah.
would have helped massively.
Yeah. I think, yeah, exactly. I agree. Like, I think an open beta with like loads of concurrent players playing would help like them actually figure out how the servers are working on multiplayer instead of getting 300 per platform. A few people, like literally, when I was playing the beta, there was like 2 people a session and like 2 sessions. Like I don't know what 4 to 6 players are gonna do for the servers, but yeah, they need like a more open beta so a lot more people can play the game, test it, and give their feedback.
Yeah, well, we can cross our fingers and pray. Hopefully they do something like that. But I want to ask you one final question, Jack. What do you want to be remembered for on this planet?
Uh, for being myself, really. I just wanna be here, have a good time, and just don't really try to be anyone else. I just wanna like be known for being me, Jack, like whatever. As cringy as that sounds, but yeah, that's that's all I want to be remembered for. I don't want to try and add this fake persona to my life and try and get attention from it. I'm just being me and living my life how I want it to be, and that's literally it.
Sounds it's a good final point. I like that. Be yourself. Very
Yeah.
nice. Well, Jack, I want to thank you for joining me on this episode. Thank you everyone for listening on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever you're listening on. Don't forget to follow myself and Jack on Twitter. It will be down in the description, and we shall see you very, very soon for a brand new episode of Beyond the Visor. Thank you very much. Good night.